And I keep thinking about when I've seen fights when I was a kid in high school, not in them, of course, but watching them. You know, these guys would swing 3 or 4 times, and then they'd just be ready to fall down, you know? I just think it's nice here that you got nothing left. At this point in the story, there's just nothing left except, you know, the dad in you is making your legs move.
Yeah. I've been spun, crushed.
Right. If this had been a distant cousin, you'd just stay in the car.
I'd run the other way.
Yeah. I love having real elements. I would not want to make a picture where everybody's acting on a green screen or blue screen stage. I'm not really interested in that form. I need to see something to inspire me, to help me invent the look of the picture. And if I have to invent everything in post-production, that would be an exercise in personal futility.
Let's try it again.
I think I'll keep Hollywood craft, you know, of actually building and constructing things alive for as long as I can live, because I really, really respect those women and men who can create worlds through their own craft and their own art. And you walk onto a set and suddenly there's a world you can only dream about at night. And it's built. Somebody built this world for you, whether it's a Western town or the Joe Alves set of the Mothership Landing Zone at the end of Close Encounters. This is becoming a lost art, you know, being able to build things full size. And I just love walking onto a set because I get 17 new ideas when I walk onto a set. Many more new ideas than even looking at a little computer screen of a previs element, or even sitting at home at night dreaming up what I may shoot tomorrow morning. When I walk on the set, all that homework just goes out of my mind, and the set tells me what to do with it. And I don't want to lose that.
Action!
The original farmhouse was found in Virginia, and everything was styled after this original farmhouse. And this same farmhouse was built on the stage at Fox. But it was built really with the idea in mind to present the red weed, and that is the first really scene where we see the red weed. And Stan Winston's group worked on creating how all the red weed was going to be everywhere in the set. And my job was to bring interesting things that the red weed could be on, from the tractor to the different pieces of farm equipment that were outside, to give the red weed something to really grow on and surface on besides a building.
There were these cows, and they had all like the skin pulled back, and they were opened up, and it was just like my heart went out to the poor cows. But they were fake.
The meadow set that we did, where that started as an image, in my mind's eye, was that when we opened that door out of the cellar, that we're now truly in the science fiction part of the movie, because now we're up close and personal with the alien in their world. In fact, Steven's idea was that he wanted to go from basically black and white in the hallway, a long shot, moving up to the door, and when it opens up, it's like in The Wizard of Oz, the whole movie turns to color, only now, in this case, it's our world turning red. So in a sense, it's not Kansas anymore.
Rachel?
The red weed that's in the movie is, again, derived from Wells, and it's really an attempt in the story of explaining that these machines, these pods, are trying to turn our world into their world. And at the beginning of the movie, we actually get a hint of this red planet, where they were from, the fact that there was thriving life, and then it's become this barren landscape.
It's a scary notion to have your land turned into someone else's land. It's also a classic science fiction notion that your body is taken over. You know, you think Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that your body is invaded and taken over and turned into something that's not you. And I think what Wells was probably thinking when he wrote The Red Weed is that idea applied on a large scale to Earth. That's the vegetation from their planet, and it's taken over, and soon there will be no purpose for us. And then we went even further with it and decided that if humans were fertilizer for that, well, that could cause some bad dreams.
Okay, very still. Hold the wall. Hands.
Well, there's
There's a sequence when Tom, his daughter, gets, kidnapped by a tripod.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I'll let you go one more time.
Great.
Okay, look at that.
It's so fun. It's so high.
And it's a pretty ghastly sequence, and it's really the first time that he really faces his enemy face to face, as if you can call the tripod having a face. And his focus is just getting her back.
Go. Great.
Takes a long time for me to come back.
And we shot that on a sound stage for the landscape with the red weed all over it and the farmhouse that was built there. And through special effects and what we call set extensions, we've added more sky to it and added more landscape to the background, because no soundstage in the world is big enough to visualize, be able to see a 150-foot tall creature.
And go. Good.
That was good.
No, you get off the car! Get off the car!
One of those scenes that we brought back to the West Coast was a sequence where they're in a car and they come up upon a group of people that are heading towards a ferry, and they're the only people with a car, and they get thrown out of their own car, and it's a very violent scene. That scene we tried to find in California, which is very difficult because, of course, the terrain in California is so different. And although it was a night scene, we finally found Piru, which is close to Los Angeles, a very simple town that we could actually film in and make it, I believe, look like it could be somewhere on the East Coast. That's where we put the diner, which is sort of the landmark that we could then bring it back on stage.
Stephen really wanted to show a wall where people had put up messages and images of missing people. And so we contacted all of our friends who would agree to give us pictures of their family and their children and their friends' friends and everybody who would agree to do it, including the entire crew. And that's how we used a lot of their images as the images.
One of the ugliest animals is crowd mentality. When a crowd acts as a single organism with a single purpose to survive, it will destroy anything in its path in order to achieve its goals.